A utopian world order. The utopian world order economy would be structured a la Maslow's thesis of basic needs, with self-actualization incorporating love, belonging, and esteem. Thus, there would be the basic three of the physiological, safety, and self-actualization. After the physiological and safety issues were assured, the self-actualization would be dependent on the variables of genetics, nature, and social psychological factors, nurture, for the state of the self-actualization. Knowing that genetics can have some debilitating factors which are unknown and unforeseeable, plus the socio-psychological factors that associated environments can have on emotional and intellectual disadvantages, a society would be hard-pressed to micromanage those variables and their contingencies on the permutations of those variables, short of some repressive imposition and indoctrination of individuals. The liberal democracies have substantiated that point to a level of frustrated futility. Because of that futility, even liberal democracies share with tyrants and despots the disparities of wealth as well as power by the plutocrats and oligarchs who have de facto control of the economy and the politics. The plutocrats and oligarchs cannot be entirely blamed, as they are creatures of a system that enables their aspirations and ambitions, as their genes and social nurturing facilitated their status. When I say that their genes facilitated their status, I am not referring to any family tree, but the behavioral potential by which their social nurturing incidentally or coincidentally was enabled. Thus, disparities and inequalities of results should be noted as an eternal cosmic given. In the utopian world ordered economy, there would be an enlightened despot given authority by a council who scored highest on both the cognitive and the psychological examinations, for that person to be the architect of this utopian system. If I were that despot, I would ensure the physiological and safety level of the masses to that level of security to where self-actualization needs could be addressed. The disparities from nature and nurture would be addressed through early childhood to young adult universal education and training programs. Available throughout life, with the individual responsible for 60% of the expense after age 21. Age 21 would be the chicks being kicked from a nest to test their wings in this secular society. Also, wealth would face restrictions after it exceeded 300% above the physiological safety thresholds. The surplus confiscation percentage by the regime of the despot would be that needed for the structural integrity of the world order. For those who wanted to opt out of utopian order, they would pay a one-time 25% surplus fee for their wealth above the 300% threshold. and would be given territory in places such as, for example, Australia, Greenland, and some presently uninhabited sea islands, to head their oligarchic and plutocratic societies. For those who are insurgent dissidents or just dangerous outlaws to the order, they would face capture, if possible, and confinement to guarded reservations on which they could organize their social order. For the outed plutocrats, oligarchs, dissidents, and outlaws, they would have their free or guarded territory for their control, but without the benefits of services or privileges given to the masses of the empire order. The utopian world empire order exists for the welfare of the masses of people being given civic assurance for their physiological and safety security. It would have authoritarian features for taxes for services and regulations for behavioral decorum within the order of the empire. Those groups who, for economic, political, or social reasons, are unwilling or unable to live within that social architecture would be given confined territory for their social visions. The delegated despot exists to be the executive by the will of a council to arbitrate and resolve issues on the civic physiology plus the safety and welfare of the masses of the empire in their pursuit of self-actualization.